Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Makes sense. I look at that too. Well, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, for sure, man. So yeah, stick around. Even if you just stay on mute, at least you can have it in the background and pipe in when you can too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Now recording.
Little lo-fi radio to get you in the mood.
That's funny.
What was that, Theobald?
No, I just said that's funny. I think it's
Getting
getting in the mood.
I was hoping it was a little funny.
It was a little funny. I almost put on my own lo-fi music to pump it in, but
yeah, I'm not sure who brought her in. It wasn't me, but I'm glad they did.
Oh, my volume on her is down. I didn't even realize she was there. All right.
Okay, we'll get started here in a minute. All right, hold on. Gonna mute our lo-fi girl. Lo-fi radio, okay. Muted. All right, well, GM everybody, thanks for coming for the next round here of our vision values work. As a reminder, I'm gonna run this session and just have us use words, and I will just be the only one who's working on the board, and then I will post in the we did the governance channel, but you know what? We got nothing new on the board in the last 2 weeks, so I think I'm gonna go with the announcements channel this next time and see if we can get a little bit more out of band or async collaboration on this board. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. It looks like it's probably pretty small, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right, so well, let's actually. I did this last time. We just jumped right into the work, and then I got some notes from Willie on how they did this at Giveth, and I want to do just a quick little. We got quite a few people on the call, so what I would like to do, just as a little icebreaker, as a little additional warm up, besides those beautiful lo-fi beats, is let's go down the list of participants here, and I would just like you to say one word for what it's like for you to be here right now and gonna be here to help us continue this process with folks. Just one word on what that's like for you. And I'll start since I'm at the top, and I will say that I am excited. Yep, I'm excited about it.
I say the word forward. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's what I'm thinking.
Forward?
Yes, forward.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Feeling curious.
Ooh, nice.
I'm feeling stoked. Kind of like excited, but cooler word.
You're cooler than I am, after all.
I am feeling familiar.
Nice.
Empowered.
Just keep going down the list. When you see it's your turn, just go ahead and unmute. Everyone should see the same order. So, Giantkin, are you there, GK? Okay.
Scared.
Did you say tired?
This is more like scared.
Scared. Okay. Gray Machine? No. How about H Pain?
I was going to say community or collaboration. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
collaborative. I mean, make that into a active adjective.
Yeah, collaborative. Perfect.
Anticipation.
Cool. Oh, Sai has no mic, so skip. Ron?
Sick.
Fair. Ryan, you still with us?
I am. Let's go with intrigued.
Nice. Seth? Theobald.
Feel cool.
What was that word?
Cool.
Cool. All right.
Sunglasses cool.
Uh-huh.
Fired up.
Fired up. All right. We had a couple other people come in as we were going. We were just, for those who showed up a little late, no worries. We're just doing one word for what it is like for us to be here. Started going into this process again. Let's see. So going back up the list, Hunt, you got a word for us? No. Okay. Let's see. And Diggy, are you there?
I am. I'm feeling ecstatic.
Thank you. And Battle Juice.
Yep. Happy to be here.
Great.
And we got Highlander too, Josh. Don't forget.
Oh, Highlander. Yes, Highlander -2.
I'm intrigued.
Okay, excellent. There's a couple intrigues here. That's good. All right, everyone. Thanks for doing that. All right, so let's do a quick review of what we did last week. And if you remember, the first step from last week was the stakeholder discovery. So we talked about who are ShapeShiftDAO's stakeholders, which groups of people has a vested interest in the success of the DAO. And we kind of worked on grouping them together a little bit. I did, and with some feedback from others as we went last week. I haven't touched this board since then, so we probably might have a little bit more to do there. But let's talk about the next step, and then I'll talk about the step 3 too, just so we know where we're going. So the next step is stakeholders thrive when. So what we do is we take each of our groups of stakeholders. This here is just an example item, but we take each of our groups and we create a statement at the top. The full time, the name of the stakeholder is contributing. This time it was actually, the name of the stakeholder is full-time contributors, and then thrive when. And then what we'll do is we'll then start creating statements that complete that sentence. And then once we've focused on all the stakeholders and what makes them thrive, then we just unhide this. Then we start to do some value ideation where we look at all of those and we see like what are themes, where do they combine, and we start playing around with some value words, phrases, and then we have some comment, and gets pretty interesting at this point. And then we ultimately come out with some key values, and then a lot of the times this leads in what Willie has what they did at Giveth and other places is it comes up. We also can come up with a vision here by looking at, because when all of our stakeholders are thriving, right, that creates a good vision of where we want to go. So we just kind of synthesize all of those thrive statements together into a vision. So we're this is a bit of an experiment and process. It certainly has worked well for other organizations, and doing it with some async and with this big of a group all at once is new for me. So that's the plan. Anyone have any questions about the overview and where we're going? Okay, awesome. So let's get started. Let's just start grouping together some of our stakeholders, so that we've got, we can have anywhere from like 6 to 10 to 12 or something like that. Probably makes oh shoot, sorry about that, dang it, that was the wrong thing to do. We're here. That's not what I was trying to get to this. Okay, so let's start with I created the one full-time contributors. Any thoughts about that? Yay, nay, it needs to be more refined. There's subsets or anything like that?
Yeah, I think we could definitely probably include some of the other yellow stickies into the green, and make it more of a fuller category. So let's see. You could probably, it's full-time contributors. You could probably put, let's see, let's read some of these.
Maybe we could have I think bounty hunters are a little bit distinct from just regular contributors. So maybe we have but I do think we could probably lump together contributors into one bucket aside from that, so that we don't have too many columns.
Isn't that funny? We don't even have bounty hunters as a yellow tag here, huh? I would probably put bounty hunters, and I would maybe combine them with security researchers.
So maybe for the category of full-time contributors, the active government participants might be able to go in there, possibly as a combination of full-time contributors. I don't know. We have to look at these. It is getting tricky to try to consolidate.
Yeah, I think that could go with community members, active governance participants. I think full-time contributors, I don't know, my thought is that it is separate. And the reason for that is that for full-time contributors, right, it's how their primary source of income comes from working for the DAO.
Gotcha.
So that does create a different kind of interest.
Stakeholder. Yeah, stakeholder.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Not more or less interested necessarily, but a different type of interest.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay, looking at this, so we got full-time contributors, bounty hunters. Who would propose another green, like as a category of, or a standalone group of stakeholders for our thrive statements?
I'd like to say partners, other protocols. They're kind of in here already. Strategic. I was just trying to look if they were already in here. But, strategically, we want to be able to make it super easy for people to integrate.
So we've got partners like Taxi Stakeopolis. We've got DAO partners. We've got vendors.
I think DAO partners is the closest to what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. And we could probably include these kind of I mean, Opolis, they're not quite a DAO, but they're we could probably include these folks in that. How about this? Would you include devs who fork our open source repos? Do you think that's close enough that we include them in bounty hunters? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that generally that's the funnel, right? Like someone who it's clearly a step before you become a bounty hunter. They're a superset of bounty hunters. There's like tinkerers and people that are just poking about.
Yeah. I wonder if, when we said this, was this like devs who run their own instance of Unchained, who run their own instance of or who take the web repo and this future projection, but take the web repo and make their own modifications to it and run it as their own product? That would be different than a bounty hunter. I don't know if we really need to, if that's a stakeholder group that we want to focus on or not. Maybe so. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that is what we were thinking when we put that up there, Josh, and I'd agree. I think they are arguably a stakeholder, but not necessarily a stakeholder that we need to focus on driving in our core
at this
vision.
point.
At this point, yeah, because we have so many stakeholders already.
So I'm going to take open source developers and put them there too, under that bounty hunter group. Okay, who's got another group that you would suggest? Don't everybody speak at once.
How about users?
How about customers? How do we want to group customers? Should we just have customers, people who use our products? Or is there, like I've got legacy customers. I don't know if that's really customers of beta. We need to attend to them now, but I don't know if our future is super dependent since we'll be deprecating. I don't know if it's useful to think of them as a separate group.
Agreed. Users, is that too broad? We just say users? Yeah.
Maybe users, and then we can include all those customers, even like the keep key users, the Portis customer, all those different types. We could just have that as one big area.
Did anybody see? I typed users up there. Did anybody see that What was that documentary on? I think it was on Netflix about like the algorithms and like Google and Facebook's algorithm for targeting people, and the quote that just really stuck out to me. Basically what it's talking about is it really helps us reinforce our own echo chambers, because those algorithms keep showing us things that we like to see so that we continue to come back, right? So it's basically showing out, like they highlighted some concerns. And one of the quotes that just really stuck out for me is they said that it's only technology companies and drug dealers that call their customers users, not customers. So when I type users, it really stuck out to me, that case, that quote.
I guess we just no comment that, and you guys decide whatever you want.
Okay, so do we want to separate between, like, we got some other things here too, right? Like new crypto users, experienced crypto users, DeFi degens. Do we need to do customers who want to do staking? do you think we need any other separation, or do we just consider our whole customer base?
I mean, for right now, it probably works. We don't have to get too deep into it, but we can separate out maybe later when we find that when we're looking at the benefits, it might diverge a little bit. But right now, I think all those things kind of hold true to, you know, a type of stakeholder. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Agree with that.
Okay, I'm on board.
You might. I don't know if we're going to create another one for like community members or something along
Yeah.
that column line. I don't know. What you
Yeah,
want to do there.
I think so. That's actually I was gonna comment about that just now too. ShapeShift DAO community, I think, is it's a key stakeholder to consider. What about so for a lot of companies, it's not on here at all yet, but for a lot of companies, one of the key stakeholders is investors. So I think that there's people, in fact, I know that there's people out there who hold the Fox token, are holding it, are long Fox, they're holding it in the expectation that it's going to increase in value, but they are not regular community. I wouldn't consider them community members. They're, because they never even join our Discord. And so this would be like anybody who's in these kind of folks would be interested in like the tokenomics incentives that we're using, like, I can take my Fox and stake it in a token reactor and earn token, like that. That's something that's attractive to them, and they want to see progress in the product, but they're, maybe they don't even use the product, frankly.
Yeah,
do you think?
I think you're absolutely right, Josh. I think every Fox holder is a stakeholder, and I think regarding investors, I think we could probably just have Fox holders, and ultimately, if you're an investor,
yeah,
that'll be via exposure to Fox. Yeah, and you'll still have the same kind of incentives that any community member holding Fox would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I see you do have that one yellow note in the front there, Fox token holders. I don't know if you'd want to.
Oh, where do I have? Oh, look at that! I do have it. I didn't realize that. Good call. Yeah. Good call. Okay, cool. I think that's great. Is it too early to include anything about Fox Chain, or do we want Fox Chain here?
I mean, there could be a possibility that people are, stakeholders because they're looking forward to that effort and they want to be a part of that effort. So, I mean, it may have significance, even though it's not available yet, but it's, something we're planning towards, and that may intrigue a lot of users to want to stick around and be a stakeholder.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing to include. Right now, it's got about a 1.5 million yes votes already, with no votes. So it's definitely going to be a stakeholder soon if it's not already.
Is that something that like we would think of Fox Chain customers, or the Fox Chain? I don't know. Because now I'm talking about it out loud. That would mean like the Fox Chain, because basically that proposal creates the Fox Chain work stream, right?
Yes, the beginnings of it with Mr. Perkland, yeah.
Yeah, but we're not including any other work stream as a stakeholder.
So eventually we'd have operators probably as stakeholders.
Yeah.
But that's after like completion. So to the point, it's that's a year off at
okay
returns.
That is a great one word for that's what I was thinking with this sticky here. Devs who fork our open source repos, those would be operators. They don't even actually have to fork our open source repo, they just have to run our open source repo. So yeah, let's leave them off. Yeah, I agree. Thanks for talking through it with me. Okay, so then I think there's a few others that are kind of important to think of. One is Fox Foundation. I think vendors can be considered part of partners. So Fox Foundation, do we include that? And then we got Web3 all of crypto and the entirety of civilization. I don't know that we should include 3 different stakeholders for, all of those, but at least one of some subset of like the greater moving the whole movement forward. What do people think about those two, Fox Foundation and the movement?
I think it's better we're going to zoom out, just go fully out. I know. Fox McCloud had said maybe let's go all the way out to the multiverse, but I think the world is a good balance. It's in doubt, but it's not too far out.
Oh man, the world beyond the matrix.
Yeah, it could just be like the greater community, the greater crypto community, the greater overall, outlook of what we're trying to achieve for not just crypto but the world in general. So yeah, it makes sense, I guess.
Does anybody want to argue? I mean, I'll make an argument here, and I don't know that I'm right. I just want to argue for the sake of, because arguing is good, that the DAO movement in particular, I think is its own thing that is a subset of the world, right? The whole world is not going to become a DAO, but I think the DAO movement can really move the whole world forward and is kind of a separate stakeholder group than the entire world. So what do you think? Should we talk about since that's a little bit more immediate, closer, or some more like our impact on that is a little closer, I guess. I would at least argue that maybe we should include the DAO movement in addition to the world.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Josh. I think that ShapeShift in particular has a very important piece that they can play with the DAO movement, being that they're the first, to make this transition and stuff. And I think that a lot of eyes could, be on us, or we could gain a lot of attention from that and kind of lead by an example. So yeah, I do think that could be a very important area.
Does anybody think that that's too many if we added another one for the DAO movement in addition to the world?
The way that I see it is it's sort of like you're separating it almost monetarily and socially. Like the DAO movement, I think, is more of a like social structural overhaul, where you're seeing as the world being impacted as like that's a monetary, system kind of. That's at least how I'm seeing it.
That sounds like an argument in favor of having 2.
Yes, that's exactly what that was.
Okay. All right. And then the last one, Fox Foundation. It seems like the Fox Foundation should have its own stakeholder as well, even though its goal is to go away, even though we're a stakeholder of it. But does anyone disagree that should we have a point for the Fox Foundation? We've got 4 key people who work in the DAO every day that are employed by the Fox Foundation as well.
I think it's a very important stakeholder. I mean, they have a purpose, but they definitely have a different point of view and how they want to achieve, that stakeholder aspect. So yeah, I think it does include itself as a separate item.
Okay, cool. So now, and we'll see. Maybe we get rid of some of these, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9's not a bad number to have here. Let me see if I click over here and paste, does it show up over here? Yes. Okay, so let's start diving in here a little bit. Let's just, in no particular order, let's start with Fox holders on the left. And just so you know, I'd rather do this well than do this quickly. So if we don't get through all of these, we've got 30 minutes. That's fine. We might go really fast, but let's not worry about Oh, we don't need this one anymore because we got him here. So yeah.
One other option, Josh, and we could do it
Yeah.
if you prefer to do it this way. We could like pause and have people go in and throw post-it notes in there under each column for like statements for thriving. But totally up to you if you want to do it all as a group.
Yeah, I've the challenge that what I don't want to do that, and the reason is I want to allow that when the async time comes, but you get some, I don't know, actually there's not really a lot of dialogue happening here anyway there. Okay. Let's go ahead and we should, I think you're right. Let's do that. Give me 1 second to just create a little bit of spacing here. That seems about right. Okay, so I'll take this and I'll post it in the general channel. It was posted before, but here it is again. Okay, so everyone can go in there and somehow I moved the whole box here too, the whole thing. There we go. Is everyone does getting in there work?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm seeing some people come in. Don't make your post-it notes too big. Make them, so we can get like quite a few on there, and just use Zoom if you need to be able to get in more.
My internet's out, and the mural site has not loaded.
You want me to add one for you, Adam? Actually, we could even do a combination of some people can do that. I'm totally happy to put things down for people too. Yeah, token as utility. Yeah. Those are some good ones. I will add.
Phone's actually been working remarkably well as a backup. Yeah, under users, I put something about like simple and delightful to use.
I just put delightful. Yeah, Jinx. I'll throw simple in there too.
Not Jinx.
Great minds, sorry.
I got simple.
What about when products work?
Yeah.
Definitely helps. I'd also add there when the products continue to improve, don't get like stagnant, stale, old, and outpaced by something else. Some people will argue, don't change it. Facebook changed again. My life's over.
Can anyone get the Jeopardy music bot in here?
That's a great idea. Or any bot. Can someone get any kind of going in?
Yeah, we'll take lo-fi. I don't know if we have the Jeopardy music one yet, but I could sing the Jeopardy song.
So I don't know if it's clear or not, but I think bounty hunters, and maybe we want to change the title of it. This is like other work streams have bounty work that can be completed besides engineering. So I want to make sure this is not limited to engineering. Do you think should we change the title of it to community contributors rather than bounty hunters, or do you think it's clear enough calling them bounty hunters?
I like community contributors. Hunters has kind of like a negative connotation, I guess, hearing you say it. So
It also just makes it sound very engineering, bounty focused.
Agreed. How are we all feeling? Are you guys still working on stuff, or are you running out of statements? I see Josh still writing one. I see Never was writing one.
How about others? Yeah.
Would anyone like more time?
Okay.
I don't think we have to finish now. I think we have the opportunity to keep going on this in our own time. So maybe if we want to talk about it a little bit before we wrap it up, this would be a good opportunity. But I think we can still continue later on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The next step that we did at Giveth after we completed this exercise was everybody looked at this, and their homework was to try and create one statement, like 1 to 2 sentences for each stakeholder, for like Fox holders thrive when, and try to get one statement that you think encompasses all the really good blurbs above. Is that what you're thinking as the next step here, Josh, or what are you thinking for?
Yes, I think that's perfect. I'm gonna make space for that here too. Let's see.
Is that just a UX or UI thing where the +1 comments are getting dragged off of the boxes, or is that something that's not really happening?
Oh, that's nice. I mean, feel free to increase the number, to +2 it. I like that. Whoa, I think I want to really making this one a lot bigger. I don't know what the hell just happened.
It shrinks. It shrinks once you go off of it. It goes back to size. Yeah.
Oh, how did you +1 that?
I went to a comment and then I just hit +1. I don't know if yours will do +2. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know.
Man, that's awesome. How did you comment on just the one though?
If you right click like a note and then go to comments, not on the words, but on the note itself. Hold on, let's see.
I can see comments like up in the top.
So I was right clicking the sticky itself, and then I get the white box that says add comment, bring to front, show info. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yes.
Yeah,
Add
that's how I
comment
did
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, and let me see what happens if I like click in here, add comment that you've already done, and I say, oh, just adds another one.
That's fine, probably.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'll show from the individual, I guess, if it matters.
One or two sentences, right, Willie?
Yep, that's right. Per stakeholder. And then what we'll do is after that, everyone will be able to see the statements, and we'll kind of pick which statements are our favorites, and then use that to align on a single statement as a group for each stakeholder. Our favorite statement for each stakeholder.
I'm making a lot of room here for this. Whoa. All the +1s kind of moved for me. Did they move for everybody else when I did that?
Yeah.
Well, that was odd. Okay. Cool. Is everyone pretty good about that? Oh yeah, that's good. I mean, Willie, you don't even need to put your name on it, right? We don't need names.
We don't need names, but the way we did do it before is everyone read their own statement, the statement that they had written in the next exercise. So it can be helpful for keeping track. But
I would
we don't
say
have
that-
to do it. We could do it fully.
You know what else is everyone? I mean, there's multiple colors. Everyone just pick your own color.
Cool. Dibs purple. And then are we diving into this right now too?
No, we got 8 minutes left. So,
Okay.
And I wanna put the instructions in the announcements channel so everyone can participate if they want.
Cool. Sounds great.
Okay. Cool. And everyone, I mean, people are welcome to hang on the screen share up for a little bit as I for at least the next 8 minutes, but feel free to drop off if you want now as well. Thanks everyone for participating. Look forward to the next step here. Willie, I'm going to ping the workstream leaders in particular also, just to make sure we get a contribution from them.
Love that. Yeah, the more community participation we can get always leads to the best outcome with these.
Yeah.
And yeah, once we have once everyone puts in their statements and we pick our favorite statement for each stakeholder, then we can take all those statements and try to distill them into one single vision statement, 1 to 2 sentences long. And it will be a vision statement that encompasses all of these stakeholders and how they thrive.
Otherwise, you can just even comment with a 1. You don't have to +1 to get a little thingamajigger like that. Oh, I see, because the 1, I think, means that there's 1 comment. Doesn't matter. I think you could actually even have a blank, still get a 1.
Oop. I was just trying to move the ones back to where I originally had them when we expanded it. I was trying to figure out where I had put them all. Thanks again, Josh, for this. I enjoyed spending time with everyone here and talking this out and, brainstorming on these ideas. I think it's valuable for the DAO.
Thanks for participating. Oh, I see. Never was. The comments just show up wherever you right click. They're not attached to the sticky note. That's why you can just drag them around like that. You just right click anywhere and click add comment. You'll get a dot there.
Yeah, so it's not connected, so that means they could be moved around possibly.
Yeah, anyone else could move them around too, but we're trusting the whole board to the community. So
Yep, definitely.